Hi, this is Ice Blue 333. Currently, it is October 31st, 2025, and it's also apparently Halloween. I don't usually pay attention to the holidays, but I mean, no, I'm here. So, this past week or whatever, I ended up buying some tarot cards. And I decided to get like the official AE weight tarot cards. Because I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna spend some money, I might as well get like the official tarot cards or whatever. I also bought some regular cheaper playing cards and some dice or whatever. So I want to tell that story because a lot of weird stuff happened when I bought this deck, and I think it's like interesting and it's very 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 anyways interesting. So let's see how I'm gonna start this. I bought the tarot deck because pretty much I was looking online and I saw like this video about Doreen Virtue. And she was talking about how tarot cards are evil and all this other stuff or whatever. And that she left being a tarot reader for Jesus. She started she said she's read or she had heard about the Bible or whatever, and she listened to a lot of the stories, but she didn't take her time to read it. And so she just converted to hardcore Christianity, and she said tarot cards are evil and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, well, me being curious, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna look at this stuff, whatever. So I went online and I was like, I saw this person flipping through these tarot cards or whatever. And so no, that's not the first story. The first story is like a crazy story. But anyway, I just tell this story. So I saw somebody flipping through these cards online on this YouTube video. And so one card is stood out to me. Let me see if I can pull it real quick. Let me pause for a second. So these are the cards right here. I bought some sleeves for them because I said if I was gonna get some cards or whatever, I want to do it right. And so let me see if I can make sure they're not sliding all over the place. Anyway, so the card, and I'm not showing this card yet for a reason because it's like there's a story behind that too. So let me put these cards up right so they won't slide out. Anyway, so the one card I saw was this one, and so anyway, I'll show it to you. Let me pause for a second. Okay, I had to get my words right because I didn't want to say this wrong. So my intentions with this card is not to do a reading for anyone else except for the Clintons and maybe the Democratic Party. That's the intention of just showing this card, because these cards for something that they scare me. They scare me. And I'll tell you the story about that later. So, but the intention of this card is because how I feel about this is that I'm not going to show you a card unless you're like you just want you want to see the story. So otherwise, I'm talking weirdly. My point is that these cards are powerful. It's like when you see a card, it's like it has power to it. It gives you like you're gonna see the card and it's gonna bring it into like fruition or whatever. Anyway, so this I'm trying to make a I'm trying to set an intention so that anybody who's watching this is not like just freaked out like, oh. But anyway, this is the card I pulled, or this is the card I'm pulling for the Democrats and the Clintons. So basically, the card that had me buy this card deck was pretty much Judgment. I'm trying to get it so it won't have these reflections on it, but it's like I can't do that. But Judgment. And so this image right here, it's a picture of an angel blowing on a trumpet. And these caskets that are floating on water, they're coming out of the water and coming open, revealing what's inside, which is basically secrets and stuff like that. And so I made a post on Twitter, and let's see here. Let me just pull the post so I can't just botch up my words because I can't talk right today. I'm sorry. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so on my Truth Social post and on Astro Seek, I couldn't do this on Twitter, but I said I recently purchased a tarot card deck because I saw this card. Now show it again. Do I have it here? Yeah. So because I saw this card right here, Judgment. So I can get it in here focused. Um, and I said 21, number 21, Judgment. And see, you see it at the top right, it says XX, or that's 20. There, this is the 21st card inside of the Major Arcana deck or suit, because the first card, which is called the Fool, its number is 0 on the card, but it's actually the first of the Major Arcana suit. So anyway, so let me continue. So, and you know that when you in numerology, if you add 2 and 1, it's 3. So anyway, so moving on. I said it makes me think of the Clintons, Democratic Party, and Donald Trump. Let me get this card again. As the 7 notes, loss of 8th, are played by the angel via a trumpet. Ugh, can't words out still. But if you look at this card, you'll see that there's 7 lines right there. That's the 7 notes. Okay. So let me continue. So as the 7 notes, which is the loss of 8th, looking at astrology, are played by the angel via a trumpet, the hidden coffins and buried bodies / secrets, too close, secrets flow out of the scorpionic thawed icy waters, coming unearthed, opening and exposing / revealing everything to be seen and judged. It's the ending of a winter and the beginning of spring, or a new season / era. And I said, P.S. I did say biblical. And I added some more astrological lore here, but I'll get to that later. But I also said, when I first saw this card, I can't pull it out, but when I first saw this card, I was like, what kind of Resident Evil shit is this? Thinking about Resident Evil 3, thinking about DC Douglas, and they have a new Resident Evil coming out called Requiem, which is Resident Evil 9. 333. Ha. Ha! Interesting. Anyway, so, my point. So the meaning of that card, Lord. Let me pause for a second so I can go to just to Google it so that it'll be easier for me, or Wikipedia. Let me pause. Okay, so let me pull the card back out again. So I went to Wikipedia and I just read you the description of the card. Wikipedia, it says the traditional scene is modeled after Christian imagery of the resurrection and last judgment. An angel is depicted among the clouds blowing a great trumpet, from which hangs the flag of St. George, which references the 1 Corinthians 15. A group of resurrected people, man, woman, and child, of sallow complexion, stand, arms spread, looking up at the angel in awe. The sleeping dead are emerging from crypts or graves / caskets, calling back to the Revelation 20, where the sea gives up its dead. There are snow-covered mountains in the background indicating a winter theme, similar to the Hermit, as a symbolical ending. So, that's that. And the interpretation of it. I might just sit here and just hold this card. I need to get like something to hold it. But what the card means is change of position, renewal, outcome. Another account specified total loss through lawsuit. If the card was reversed, it would mean weakness. Some big word that I cannot say right now. Simplicity, also deliberation, decision, and sentence. So somebody might be going to jail. I don't know. But anyway, was that my overall point? I think I already read my post that I made on AstroSeek and Twitter and True Social. Let me pause for another second. So yeah, I guess that my point is that card just made me think of the Clintons and the upcoming astrology that's going to hit pretty much, well, starting November 13th. So anyway, I know I held this card up for a long time already, but I'm going to hold up again, just so you know. Judgment. You can just Google it. it looks crazy. Anyway, so the reason why I was so like kind of hesitant to like show the front of the card first is because when I first bought when I first received that card deck. No. Let me tell you the pre-story of buying the deck. So I'm broke. This card deck cost me I think about like $16. I had to order off of Amazon. So I did like some random work around the house and some random work somewhere else or whatever, and did some other stuff too to get like what $16 to get the card deck and some card sleeves for the cards, which was like another $16. And then I plan on getting like a little a satchel or a binder because with the sleeves on the cards they're thicker than a box. And here's the box again. I got the original weight deck or whatever. And the reason why I chose this is because the color scheme of this, you probably can't tell, but this box is like gold and blue. And see, it reminded me of a Yu-Gi-Oh card, one of the most powerful Yu-Gi-Oh cards inside of Yu-Gi-Oh, Exodia. That was his color scheme, gold and blue. And I was like, But I didn't notice that it didn't look gold in the videos. It just looked just weird. I just know I wanted the original. I said if I was gonna pay some money and stuff like that, I want the original. I don't want like a copy or whatever. So anyway, so I was doing work everywhere trying to get this money up to get this card deck, the sleeves for the cards, and like a little satchel to bind the cards or whatever, to hold it and store it. Anyway, got the first $20 bill I got. No, I got a lot more than that, but still doing some stuff. Pretty much I went to a local store and I bought like a Amazon gift card for myself for what was it, like the price of the cards. But before I could buy the cards or whatever, apparently the cashier who watches this channel, you know who you are. But so the man ahead of me, apparently he paid with a fake $100 bill, and he left the store and was gone before the boy noticed or whatever, before you noticed. And so it was just a situation. And so it's like something said, the universe said, watch your money. It's like that, or watch the money. So I'm like, okay. So, but at the time I didn't think about it. I was like, something weird is going to happen or whatever. So I actually emailed the people about the deck before I bought it. I said, please let it be the authentic tarot cards or whatever. Make sure they're real and all that other stuff. And they're like, yes, it's the correct one. It's the one that's inside of the description. I'm like, okay. Make sure they have like the blue back, because apparently this means it's the original correct cards or whatever in regards to the tarot or whatever. And it was like, yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, I did the best I could in regards to just watching whatever is going around inside of my surroundings. So I got some more money. If I got like another $20 bill, $20 or whatever. Well, I got enough, all the money I needed, but I couldn't get paid the same day. So it's like, anyway. So I go back to the same local store. I get this this gift card or whatever. But the $20 bill I had in somebody gave me, I had in my pocket and scrunched up. I didn't really look at it. And so I get to the counter. I pull this $20 bill out of my pocket, and lo and behold, there's these symbols on this damn $20 bill. And it's in bold. It was so profound that I had to take out this phone, which I didn't have the phone I'm recording. I didn't have it on me right now because I was uploading a video on this day. It was on the 23rd, I think, or the 24th, one of those days. And so I had the cheaper other phone that I had to do other stuff with on me. And so I had to take this blurry picture of this $20 bill. But on this $20 bill, there was this infinity symbol. This well, on this other side, there was this dollar sign. You know, the old dollar signs we as children drew, like there was like 6 lines, and you connected the top and connected the bottom and kind of crisscrossed a little bit. So there was that on the $20 bill. And then on the other side of the bill, it was like this either a feather or like this wheat grain or whatever. symbol. And so I'm like, what is this? I pulled out my pocket, and I'm like, I had to put on the counter and take a picture. I said, hold, ma'am, can you hold it for a minute? And she know who she is. She probably watches this channel too. And she was like, did you draw that on there? And I was like, no, no. And so I just took a picture. I took as many pictures as I could of that $20 bill, because I was like, this is just weird. And so, and it gets even weirder later on. But anyway, so I flipped it over, and apparently there's this plus sign on the front. And so I'm just like, and the cashier looked at me. I looked at her, and I'm like, here you go. And so with that, I was buying that gift card to buy the sleeves to put the tarot cards in. So this is already a crazy situation on top of crazy. And so I leave the store, come back to just buy like some sodas or something like that. And this girl, she was like, she told one of the workers there, you know who you are. She said, "Give me some gloves." And I'm she said, give me some gloves. She said my hands started itching a little bit, and I'm like, okay. I don't blame you after seeing that shit, seeing that stuff. So I'm like, because I'm over buying tarot cards and some other shit, that stuff pops up, but it gets weird. So let's see here. Is that the end of that story? Because the first time I bought the tarot cards, somebody used a fake $100 bill. The second time, I had a $20 bill with a weird symbol on it, and I get to that later on. I found it out later on what it probably meant. And then okay, so I guess I can flash forward to. Well, let me pause for a second, because I got some notes written down. So let me pause. Okay, I guess I'm gonna flash forward to the day that I received the card deck. So on this day, pretty much I meet the mail person at the mailbox. Well, they had already passed my fault. They went to another house, and I guess they saw me at the mailbox looking to see if my shipment had came, because it was saying it should have been delivered today. And so apparently the mail person, they came back around, and they said that, I missed your fault or whatever, and they just handed me the box in my hand. I'm like, okay, well, thank you. I guess I hit the right time. Anyway, so I'm sitting here, and so I'm like, you know what? Because I know that the first card inside of the in the deck is that you see is called the Fool. And it's like the people who designed the deck are saying that you're a fool for looking at these cards or whatever. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, you know what? The first card, I'm not gonna look at the Fool. You're not gonna call me a fool, thinking I was gonna be smart, trying to be a smart ass. And so I said, okay, tarot card deck, show me something. And so I said, show me something in regards to, like, in the first card I see that I pick up. Show me something. So I pick these cards up. I turn around. I didn't pick the first card up. I picked up like half a deck up, and I flipped it around. And so before I even looked at it, I just took a picture. I said, let me just take a picture of it to see, and that's gonna be the first. That's gonna be the theme of this deck. You probably saying like death, huh? Or the devil. I'm like, no, it was worse. What? Yes. So the card that I picked up was called the Five of Cups. And so before I could even, I looked at it. And before I can even do anything, I almost broke down in tears. Like, I'm like, could it be something positive? It looks so dark. I'm not gonna show you that card. I'm not gonna show it to you. The only card that I'm gonna show inside this video is the Judgment card, which is the point of this video, and it's my tarot reading for the Democratic Party and the Clintons. Because like I was trying to look up some stuff in regards to these cards, And like what pissed me off was at the end of one of these people like telling you about the tarot cards. They're gonna do a look. They're gonna flip some cards over in the end, so they doing a tarot reading for you. I'm like, bitch, I don't want to see shit else. I had to see this first card. I was just trying to see what the meaning of the card was. You gonna give me another tarot reading? No. I said, why Doreen Virtue? She tried to do the tarot readings or whatever, and she wanted to sub her and like try to make her own angel cards to make it more positive, because most of these cards just look demonic. And so, what's my other point? And I can see why she went to Christianity too, because I'm like, she probably with how I felt when I saw this card. I'm like, it was like it brought me to a dark place. It was a feeling. Like you see it, and it's like a feeling that you get, and it's like it's anyway. I'll tell you what it means later on. But Doreen Virtue, she went from trying to make some positive tarot cards to like she was like, fuck this shit. I'm Jesus. Reportedly and allegedly. So what am I saying? Let me pause for a second. But with how I felt when I saw that first card, it's like the situation where she probably found herself in. She probably tried to do a reading for herself and shuffle the cards that thing said death. let me put this card back inside and reshuffle it. Reshuffle it again, flip it back over, death. I'm like, she probably got the death card like fucking 10 times. That's just the feeling that I had. So the Five of Cups. It means that and what I found out later on, let me say this too, was that it was a reflection of my current life. And so it's this man. He's standing beside this river. Let me pause for a second. A car had passed by and was making loud music. But anyway, it's this man. He's standing by this river. And it's like it's 3 cups that's knocked over, but this man, he looks super sad, like distraught, like he's lost way more than what he had. But yet still there's 3 cups toppled over. 3. Ain't that interesting? And yet he still has 2 cups sitting behind him that are full. But it's like he lost more than what he had. And it's also in another way that you can think about it when I meditated on it, is that it's like taking 2 steps forward but 3 steps back. And it's like you're just stuck in this sense. And the cups means emotions. So you're at an emotional standstill where you can't, where you still have something, but you lost more than what you had, and you're making 2 steps forward and just taking 3 steps back. It's like you just can't, an emotional standstill. And it's like, so those tarot cards, they show the reflection of where I am right now. And so it freaked me. First of all, I was like, can it just show me something positive? Can it show me something positive? But after watching some other videos, I pretty much saw that it was a reflection of what I was at that moment. And I'm like, and so not learning my lesson that time. I said, so I already had bought some dice on the same day I bought some cards, some regular cards, whatever. So I said, okay, let me try this one more time after learning that. I'm gonna roll 2 dice. And I said, using the rules of astrology or whatever, universe, show me like what I should be focusing on right now. Being that I can't roll a 1 because it is 2 dice. I would think of 1 as like me focusing on myself, which is that's what the first house is. So the 1 is just me focusing on myself. I do that already. What should I be focused on right now? And then after that, I'm gonna pull 1 card, and this universe, this card is going to show me like what my future holds or whatever. So I wrote those damn dice, those 2 damn dice, and of all the numbers I got, I could have got 10, I could have got 7, I could have got, hell, I would have taken 5 at that point. The fucking dice roll 8. The number 8. And in astrology, 8 means death, or loss or transformation, or a big major change, a drastic change that forces you to move forward or die. So I'm like, can I get something positive? Like, Jesus. I see why Doreen Virtue went to Christianity. Anyway, so I said, what's this damn card? What is the card gonna say death too? So I pulled this damn card, and it showed me the world. And I guess they say that the world is like a it could probably mean death too, but it's a positive card. They say it means success or something. Like you learn pretty much everything there is to learn, but so that's still kind of like death. Like they say that when you die, you learn all the secrets of the universe. So anyway, after I get the bag to hold these damn cards in, they're gonna go inside of a 10 box, and I'm not gonna use this shit no more. So is that the full story? And then you pause for a second because I need to gather my thoughts, because that was a trip. Oh no, oh no, I'm not done yet. Okay, so that $20 bill I was telling you about, that had that infinity symbol on it, and that money symbol on it, and that either ear grain or that feather on it. So grain, the ear grain represents my ascendant. Weirdly enough, even though I didn't draw this shit on this $20 bill. So it's the grain, the wheat, it symbolizes Spica. That's my ascendant, and that's also Charlie Kirk's it's his son. I messed up in my previous video saying that his ascendant is conjunct Spica. No, it's his son. His natal son is conjunct Spica. I don't know what his ascendant is. Anyway, so and the money symbol. Okay, so the infinity symbol, right? So I'm looking up like all this stuff about these tarot cards, and then I started looking into like the witchcraft stuff or whatever. So I'm like, okay, so what do these symbols mean and stuff like this? So apparently, before I even got these damn cards, this infinity symbol that was on this $1 bill, it's used inside of witchcraft. As a matter of fact, these witches they draw this infinity symbol on stuff to represent like spirit or something like this. So this damn $20 bill that I used to buy the sleeves going into the tarot cards or whatever, it was probably on one of these a witch's altar that got stolen. And just they stole the $20 bill and went to buy something, and then the shit wound up inside of my hands to buy some damn tarot cards. Can't make it and it's Halloween. I'm post this video after I do my astrology. So I'm like, and if the $20 bill wasn't stolen, maybe somebody was doing some witchcraft shit with it. So I'm just like, not to mention the work that I was doing to get the money up for these cards and the sleeves and the bag to hold them in or whatever. I was doing some stuff. Like I was trying to put like some stuff up on a high roof using a ladder. And see, there was this I was surrounded by rose bushes. So I should have been cut up by something. Or got stuck by something. These rose bushes didn't even touch me. It's like I was meant to get these damn cards. And I'm like, anyway. So either that that damn $20 bill that I used it was apparently probably used inside of witchcraft. And I didn't even know it. And the girl telling us her hands were itching. I'm like, bitch. Anyway, so is that my full story? Let me look at some more notes. But anyway, I want to try to look at it on a more positive note. Maybe it means that the ear grain, which is Spica, gets infinite amount of money. I am dead serious about this. This shit happened. I got the picture to prove it. I got the witnesses, the store clerks and the witnesses to prove it. And the cards to prove it too. Anyway, so the astrology. I'm gonna go down this list of dates that I posted with the judgment card that I posted on Astro Seek and Twitter. So let me see here. This is gonna be kind of difficult to get all at the same time. Is this still recording? Yep. Let me pause for another second. I know I'm skipping, but still. Okay, before I go down that list of astrological lore or whatever, I want to give you an update on the things that have happened in regards to the news, or some of the important things that are happening inside of the news. Of course, everybody should know that the government is still shut down right now. Now, it was announced, I believe today, that Donald Trump, he was thinking about stopping the filibuster. Let me pause for a second so I can term this correctly. Okay, so Donald Trump, he said that basically, or it's been reported that he claims that he may end the filibuster as a nuclear option so that we can get SNAP benefits for the American people. Being that it seems like the Democrats and Chuck Schumer, they're playing politics, and by November 1st, if the government's not back open, the 42 million people will be without their benefits, SNAP benefits. And that's Chuck Schumer's fault and the Democrats' fault, because they'll need like 5 votes to pretty much get the government back open. Anyway, and so if Donald Trump ends the filibuster or whatever, or if the Republican Party ends the filibuster, that would mean that instead of needing 60 votes out of 100, they will only need about, like, I believe 51, which is basically the majority vote. Anyway, so let's see here. Let me pause for a second to get the other news article. Okay, and I know that they did say that on the 17th that for Prince Andrew, they stripped a lot of his titles. I think from some other York, whatever. Anyway, so as of October 30th, 2025, Prince Andrew is now stripped of his prince title per Buckingham Palace. And I think he's also been moved out of, I think, whatever, the Royal Palace or whatever. I'm not really too interested inside this story. And again, you know that this is all happening because of Virginia DeFray. She released her book, or her memoir, called Nobody's Girl. So let's see here. Another huge thing has happened too, but I'm trying to get as much information as I can. So let me pause for a second. Okay, let me clarify that Prince Andrew said he would no longer use his Duke of York title, and that was around October 21st, which was before the release of Nobody's Girl, written by Virginia DeFray. So on the 30th of October, he was stripped of his prince title per the Buckingham Palace. So let's say it correctly. Okay, and also apparently around the 28th or the 29th of October, there's another internet outage from Amazon Web Services. So who knows what's going on with that? Like I said, it's like every time something goes down with in regards to either Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, the victims, it seems like something weird goes down with the internet, or goes up with the internet. So, and then now you see that like a day later, Prince Andrew's been stripped of his prince titles from the actual palace. So let me pause. Okay, and then also around October 28th, 2025, apparently for not Bill Clinton, for Joe Biden, the GOP they put out, I think they either put out a statement, or it's been reported that the Jesus Christ, the pardons that were signed by the auto pen via Joe Biden is apparently considered null and void, or void by the GOP. So that means that there are a lot of people that could be they could probably ended up prosecuted. My voice is going out, and let me pause. You know what? Let me put these cards up. Maybe that's the issue. Let me pause for another second. After that shit, I might take my ass back to church too. Anyway, where I stop at? So yeah, they said that Biden's pardons are void. via the GOP. Let me see here. Let me see if there's any more news. Okay, so I need to go back to, I believe, around like October 23rd, 2025. There was this woman. Her name is Catherine Clark. She's apparently the Democratic whip or some. She's right below Hakeem Jeffries or whatever. But she basically said that the Democrats see. She reportedly or allegedly said that they consider the American people as leverage. I mean, there's anyway. You have to go check out that on YouTube. I think anyway. Moving on because it is important, but just look into Catherine Clark saying something about using the Americans as leverage in regards to the SNAP benefit situation or the food stamps situation, and yet people are saying that, oh, it's Trump's fault. Anyway, so let's see here. Also, let's see here. I think there's been an article that was not article well anyway, it's been reported that I think Donald Trump and JD Vance, they plan on recommencing nuclear testing after 33 years. This doggone number 33. They're gonna stop using my doggone number. Anyway, and I've already told you that Judgement card is the 21st number inside of the it's the 21st card inside of the Major Arcana suit. There's 22 cards, and the Fool is the first card, but it's on the card's lore, it's 0, but it's actually the first card of the deck, and so Judgement is like 21, and so if you add 2 and 1 together, it's 3. So there's my number again, 3, and then 33 years after 33 years of nuclear testing after whatever, you know what I mean. And then I already said that Donald Trump may use nuclear option and end the filibuster, which could get the government back open. But it sets the precedent for if the Democrats get back in charge, which they very much could back in 2026. Pretty much that sets they will be able to do a lot more stuff. Being that they could possibly gain control of the House, the Senate, or both. And so, yeah, and like I've already said, in regards to Donald Trump, he's going to be disappointed about the result of the 2026 election. And if the filibuster is gone, then it's shown. I think March 2027 is, like I said, that people will go look at Donald Trump and say pretty much they're going to be like on his side of the debt. So like I said, Donald Trump's not gonna be too happy about the midterm elections, but after the results of it, people gonna see where they fucked up at. Anyway, so this ending the filibuster may be the thing that actually happens, because that's the only way I think it can play out. But if they do end the filibuster, they need to charge everyone who committed crimes back all the way from 2020 until now. They need to go hard on that because. And another thing is that Jesus Christ. Maybe I won't say that inside this video. Maybe I'll keep it light. There's a truck that passed by and then blew his horn. Not blew his horn, it revved his gas engine or whatever. Anyway, so that's the filibuster. So so let's see here. I was watching this other social media news informer or whatever. Her name is Lisa Haven. I can't get my words out right. I can't get her actual title out, but she's a news media influencer. Her name is Lisa Haven. She found an article where there's this group called Refuse Fascism. They plan on having a November 5th protest to surround the White House, and it's for the 1-year anniversary of Trump's election win. And Refuse Fascism or whatever, she said that they're apparently reportedly linked to the No Kings protests as well. And so you've seen how those have gone previously. Anyway, I think that they also said that a lot of high-ranking officials in regards to the White House or whatever, the current White House, they're now living on military bases or whatever. And so they could be that could, who knows what's going on with that. That's just the news. But I did tell you that on November 5th, 2025, yeah, that Chuck Schumer, he has a progression. Let me pull it up real quick. He has a progression to, hope I can do it, get lucky and pull up. I got it. Woohoo. Lucky me. Anyway, so Chuck Schumer on November 5th, 2025, his progress move will aspect his nodes. That means a fated event could happen. On November 5th, 2025 for Donald Trump, his progress moon will make an aspect to his progress Uranus. It'll be a shocking event. On November 5th, 2025 for Donald Trump Jr., his progress moon will conjoin his natal Jupiter. He will get lucky. So that's that. But I also said that also around November 1st, I'm going to start with Bill Clinton. On November 13th, 2025 for Bill Clinton, his progressive ascendant will trine his Jesus Christ. Let me pause a second. His progressed moon will trine his progressive ascendant. There we go. In fire houses, I think. So, but on the next day, on November 14th, 2025 for Trump Jr., his progressed moon will sextile his natal Saturn, and that's a bad event for Donald Trump Jr. So I don't understand how Donald Trump Jr. he gets lucky on the 5th of November, but it will be unlucky for him on November 14th, 2025. And also, I missed this pretty much on Jesus Christ, November 5th as well. There will be a full moon, and the moon will be inside of Taurus. So, and the ascendant of the moon will be inside of Scorpio. But moreover, the big thing that I'm seeing. Well, let me go back. That's not all. That's not everything. So I think I missed like one more thing in regards to the minor things. Well, they're major, but it's still they're minor in regards to this situation. So on November 7th, 2025, transiting Uranus will change signs, and like I said, there could be riots in regards to other people's money. But who knows? It's retrograding back into Taurus, and that's food, but it's also money as well. So let's see here. So the big thing that's going on is transiting Mars conjoining transiting Mercury. And so it happened on October 20th, 2025, and that's when the internet went down, and that's when also Virginia DeFrey, she released her book titled Nobody's Girl. And you know, days before that, Prince Andrew, he was stripped of his titles in regards to the Duke of York, and also more so recently, his prince title from the Buckingham Palace. Let me make sure that Duke, because I don't keep up with these princes and kings and all this other stuff or whatever. So let me pause for a second. So yeah, on October 17th, 2025, Prince Andrew, he said he would no longer use his Duke of York title. And then now, as of October 30th, 2025, Prince Andrew was stripped of his prince title. So let's see here. But so I say all this to say is that pretty much and then let me add also that Bill Clinton, his progressed moon opposed his progressed natal Neptune. But moving on November 12th, 2025, transiting Mercury will conjoin transiting Mars in the sky. And this is the day before Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will trine his progressed ascendant. And so this could be a huge day. Like I said, you've already seen what's happened so far with the Virginia DeFrey book release. And then the internet going down then. And then I think I've already said that the internet went down again on October 28th, 2025, in regards to the same company, Amazon Web Services. And that happened again on October 28th, 2025. So, again, transiting Mercury, but Jesus Christ. So, like I said again, Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will trine his progressed ascendant on the 13th. And this is, and the day before that, transiting Mercury will conjoin transiting Mars. And the last time it happened was when the internet went down in regards to Amazon Web Services. I'm probably repeating myself. I'm sorry, but it's just A lot of stuff. It's a lot of information. So on January 18th, 2025, that's when transiting Mercury will conjoin transiting Mars again. And so around this time, Bill Clinton, he has progressions going on this time as well. His that's so on January 17th, 2026. I said 2025 for the January 18th. Anyway, 2026, January 18th, 2026, transiting Mercury will conjoin transiting Mars. On January 18th, 2026. Sorry. So for Bill Clinton on January 17th, 2026, his progressed moon was sextiles progressed nodes. And the last time this happened was when the Star Report was submitted in regards to the the Lewinsky scandal, the Monica Lewinsky scandal, and then the impeachment hearings. This was around that time, the beginning of the beginnings of the impeachment hearings. So let's see here. Moving on. So also on March 15th, 2026, retrograde transiting Mars will conjoin retrograde transiting Mercury will conjoin transiting Mars on March 15th, 2026. And does Bill Clinton have any progressions going around this time? It doesn't look on this like it's on this day. But let's see here on April 20th, 2026, transiting Mercury will conjoin transiting Mars again. And this is interesting because on April 26th, 2026, which is also my birthday, weirdly enough, transiting Uranus will enter the sign Gemini, finally. And there could be like some shocking information that's released. And then also you know that, well, from my previous videos or whatever, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon was sextiles natal nodes on May 4th, 2026. And on May 16th, 2026, his progressed Venus will conjoin his progressed Mars. And on May 27th, 2026, his progressed Mercury will sextile his natal Mars. That's for Bill Clinton. So it's a lot of stuff to just digest or whatever. Ooh, phone's gonna go off, so I think I could end it here. Because I've already went over everything else. I just want to say that pretty much everybody needs to be careful in regards to just the entire month of November. The big dates apparently are going to be November 5th, and that could be shocking for the main people I'm looking at right now is Donald Trump and Bill Clinton. And you know that when they say that there's a full moon, they call it it a lunar cycle for a reason. Loony, like Looney Tunes, and loony, crazy. So something crazy could go down around November 5th, 2025. And they've already said that there's a protest that is planned for that date by a group called Refuse Fascism. They plan on surrounding the White House. And like I said, it'll be shocking for Donald Trump. I've already said, I don't know if I repeat myself or not, because I try to redo this. I'm redoing this video like, this is my third time doing this video. No, this is my fourth time doing this video. Anyway, so I said that on or around October 30th, 2025, that was when Hunter Biden, his progressed moon made an aspect to his Uranus, and you saw that Joe Biden's pardons or that was signed by AutoPen were deemed void by the GOP. So, anyway, I'm not gonna talk about this food stamp stuff or whatever. I'm so burnt out. There's so many people celebrating or happy that people are losing their benefits, and I'm like, I've seen these videos in regards to the Great Depression and people literally starving and pretty much stealing from stores and stuff like that. And I mean, what makes it even crazier is that pretty much I saw this one man, I think from some gun channel. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna give any promotions or whatever. But it's up. He was saying he was sitting beside of a pool, I guess his home pool or whatever, and he was like, I want to give a family of some money, but they have to abide by my rules. And he was going on this list like if you're not from America, you're disqualified. If you're fat as hell, or if you're if you're obese, morbidly obese, you're disqualified. If you're able-bodied, you're disqualified. If you're refusing to get a job because it's out of your location, you're disqualified. He was just going on his list, and I'm like, I'm looking at, I'm thinking about these people who and it. There's these other people that they're saying, oh my God, the only thing that they're buying with these food stamps is diabetes inside of a box, or diabetes inside of a can, or soda pop, and I'm like, look, y'all need to have some empathy because anyway, I'm not. My point. These people that you claim that may be morbidly obese, and you're talking about get some exercise, whatever. You don't know if these people have exercise. You don't know if they're larger in size because of some doctor messing up their medications. So you could get sick. You can get the flu, and they'll give you a steroid shot, and it just messes up your weight or your body imbalance, and then it messes up your weight. So it's not you, it's medical. And then the man, he even said, even if it's medical, there's something for that. And I'm like, okay. And the reason why I'm not going to dog this man, funnily enough, is because I've been in this type of position before. But I never looked down on people ever in my entire life. There may have been a time where I was like, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. But I never looked down on people inside of my entire life because I consider everyone equal. And that's what one of my friends, they said, Chris, everybody's not equal. Ice Blue 333. Anyway, so my point. So I never looked down on people because I was so focused on what I was trying to get that I didn't have time to even think about what's this person doing. Oh, they're taking my taxes. They're doing this and this and this and that. I didn't have time. There were things that I wanted to get, and I was focused on that. I had my horse blinders on. I'm like, everybody else is focused on this and that. They're looking at me, and they're trying to mess up the stuff that I have or whatever. And I'm like, I don't even see them because I'm so focused on what I'm trying to focus on. And the thing about it is, if God gives you something, or if He's giving you something and you're meant to do it, people can try to take something from you, and they'll end up getting messed up. One lady, she said that you try to dig a ditch for me, and your ass might be the one to fall into it. Keep on playing with God. You're gonna make you that footstool. But anyway, I'm not super religious. I'm just saying, like, I'm just looking at how things are. Anyway, so I was in this man's position, and I could have had that disposition in regards to like being on my high horse or whatever. I was too busy. When you're focused on the things that you're trying to get done, you don't have time to be trying to you're considered the middle class, but my ass was broke, but because I was buying the things that I was trying to get, and it's not like I had an excess of like money to just anyway. But they would see you as middle class, so the poor is looking at you, thinking that you're rich, and you're just like, bitch, I'm working my ass off. I'm working like 3 jobs trying to get this and that done before I get fired because I'm in sales, and if you don't meet your sales quota, then only God knows what could happen. But anyway, my point, I'm repeating myself, but I was in his position before, and so when God started taking things away from me slowly, so I guess so that He gave me time to adjust, because He was like, you think you're Hill has a fucking basement, bitch. This is just level 1. There's a floor even below 0. But anyway, Hell has a fucking basement. So it gets worse. So when he started just taking things away from me, I'm like, I'm doing the right things. Like, why is this happening and that happening? And it's just God was just showing me that it was a season. It's a period of time. And so, but luckily I was able to get the things that I wanted to get while I had the chance. And luckily I wasn't looking at other people and looking down at other people, trying to see what they had and what they didn't have, and what I wanted. I knew what I wanted. And that was just it. I was going for that. So when God stripped me down or whatever, I for some reason I started watching these videos of homeless people. And like a lot of you, what you don't know, what a lot of people don't consider is that a lot of these homeless people or whatever, sometimes they're not just their own. They went through a complete either physical overhaul or emotional overhaul. Something happened that was completely out of their control. And so back to that Five of Cups card that I pulled. When I saw that card, it's like that's exactly what I felt. That when I saw these homeless people, I was like, I didn't know that like pretty much your life you could have this job and think everything is all fine and dandy and like it be taken away from you. I mean, I saw one of my bosses, not the ones that try to mess me over, but this good guy. He was a great guy. He was a district manager. And I don't know why he ended up getting canned or whatever, but he moved his family from, I think, out of state to here to get this job as a district manager. And he only lasted for about like roughly, I think, like 5 months or whatever, but he was a good manager. And so maybe he didn't meet his quota for like one month, or maybe some other person from some other location wanted his job and was trying to transfer and they just got rid of him. But so he was a good guy. He was doing everything right, what you would say right. And just like that, the job was taken away from him. And it's like and you can't just move and anyway. So his whole family and all the other stuff, they were up in arms. It was like, but I mean, I don't know the full situation of that in regards to the background of how he turned out or whatever, but you don't never know how things could play out 5 years from now. I'm looking at this man beside his pool, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll give you some money and all this other stuff, but you can't be morbidly obese. You have to do this and this and this and that." And I'm like, be careful. That might be you might be one of these people that need that money one day. As a matter of fact, God can make it so fucked up for you that you might need that money. Keep playing. But anyway, so you might need it. Digging a ditch for somebody else, thinking that you doing something funny. Your ass might be laying inside that damn ditch. And guess what? Somebody gonna have a guard to say, "You made that bed, bitch. Lay down." Anyway, so I want to skip past all the other stuff, whatever, because I had a whole bunch of stuff to say. I want to skip straight to Tim Pool. Tim Pool. I mean, I was seeing him talking about that he was just basically not he doesn't care about this government not the government shutdown, but he doesn't care about this people losing their SNAP benefits. And then he panned on over to a advertisement about him he's not selling beef, but except he's been promoted by some company that sells steaks and stuff like that. He was like, "Oh, I used to be a filet mignon type of guy, but now I'm a ribeye type of guy. I love much on the fatty parts or whatever." This phone's gonna die. Let me put this phone on charge. Let me pause for a second. So yeah, he was like saying that I like much on the fatty parts of this ribeye steak or whatever, reportedly, or what I saw in regards to, because I just don't. I'm burnt out. Whether people lose their SNAP benefits or not, I just know that all hell's about to break loose. And since that phone is on charge now, what I was going to say earlier was that pretty much every time transiting Uranus goes into the sign Gemini, pretty much there's always some kind of civil strife or civil war inside of the United States. And so, looking at the astrology, I wouldn't want to test no. I wouldn't want to push anybody's buttons. That's what I was gonna say about that man that was sitting beside the pool. Basically, this man who was talking, he was like going down his list or whatever, saying you got to be like this, you got to be like this, you got to be like this. He was sitting by his pool, but I didn't see any vegetable. I didn't see a garden there. I didn't see any kind of. Let me pause a second. I see a car pulling up. So yeah, I didn't see a garden inside of his vicinity. I didn't see anything like that. And so, and he has like this big picket fence or whatever. And so it's like he's living the American dream. But the thing about it is that if all hell breaks loose, I don't care how much canned food and prep food you got stored up, it runs out. And so because like back when I was prepped, I had all this money or whatever, and I had stocked up so many cans of this and that and that and that, and then I was like, I'm prepped and all this other stuff. That stuff runs out. Anyway, I'm trying to see what I want to end at. Let me pause for another second. And I also want to say this man, he said that if you have multiple kids, like more than one, you don't qualify for the money that I might give you. Mind you, I think this man, he came from a family of his parents having multiple kids. I think. I didn't say his name, so whatever. So anyway, and another thing is that I'm looking at people like Tim Pool and this man beside this Pool who's just kind of just, they don't care about the SNAP benefits ending and stuff like that. We have the AI apocalypse coming. And so the job that you think you have right now, AI can take that over. And I mean, you could probably say that, but yeah, but I can use AI too. But it's maybe there's somebody that can use it better than you. And then they don't have to be bothered with the things that they dislike about you. Maybe they might find somebody that's better. Or maybe they might create anyway, with AI, anything is practically possible. So I'm just saying, those same people that you think that you're telling get a job and all this other stuff and etc., that are just really just trying to live, you might want to have a little bit more empathy, because that might be you one day. And like right now, these rich people, these Democrats or whatever, they have the poor against the middle class, and the rich people are just invisible. Yet they're saying tax the rich. The real rich people are invisible, and it's basically the middle class against the poor, and the poor against the middle class. And you know what? If people are gonna revolt and riot and all this other stuff or whatever, and protest, it'll be, instead of saying no kings or whatever, how about saying pretty much free healthcare? What is it? And student loans, which is modern slavery. That'd be more productive. Let's see, what else? Like, make medicines free. Let's focus on sexual health. Like if you want to be LGBTQ whatever. But I don't believe in cutting your shit off and etc. But like, STDs are a thing. AIDS is a thing. And so for there not to have been like some kind of major push by the Democrats or whatever to just eradicate STIs. We have the medicines to do that. And yet it hasn't been they haven't gotten rid of it. So I don't understand that. Like, how about protests for, we've spent so much money for all these years to get cancer cured. We spent all this money to get AIDS cured, and like, what's going on? Why is there not a cure? It's like you want there to be always be a money pit, so that you can pull from that whenever you want to. So you have an infinite amount of money, yet there's still people that need SNAP benefits and etc. If you protested and said what you want, instead of like no kings, so Donald Trump is a fascist, you can't even define what a fucking fascist is. Donald Trump's Hitler and etc. and all this other stuff, whatever. You can't. Some people don't even know the history, the full history. Anyway, if you're gonna protest for something that gets results for everyone, that are concrete. I mean, if you love Joe Biden so goddamn fucking much, why didn't he just pardon every American in regards to their student loans? That would have just solved the whole student debt crisis. I mean, not student debt. That would solve your problem. But I'm just saying, like, the end should justify. You should be looking for results, not the blame game pointing. Results. Anyway, I hope that's all that I was trying to say today. Because I mean, I've tried to make this video like 4 times. Maybe it was 3. It's just I just got frustrated and I just walked out for a minute and I just said whatever. Like, let me pause for a second just to go over a few more notes to just see. Okay, I have so many notes here, so it's like let me just try to go down a few things. And if I sound crazy, if I'm out of sorts, I'm sorry. But I wrote here that if the Democrats win in 2026 in regards to just the midterm elections, see, what Donald Trump has been doing, he's been flying around this entire globe, striking deals with a lot of leaders in these other countries. And so if the Democrats basically win the House and the Senate or whatever, those deals could fall through. And see, those are jobs that people in the Americas can have. And that also pretty much, it destabilizes the things that currently are. So you have these Democrats playing politics in regards to these people's food stamps and just government money now. So imagine what the Democrats would do if the filibuster is ended and pretty much Trump get your food stamps reinstated and all this other stuff or whatever, and the government back open. But it's up the Democrats, they win in 2026, and then they just in 2027 things just go crazy. And like I said, for Donald Trump, it's like that's when people will really back him up in 2027. It's after the midterm elections. So, but this was further destabilize the dollar, and the dollar's getting destabilized in regard because the first thing that Biden did to fuck everything up was that pretty much he ousted Russia in regards to several banks and things like that, and like as the reserve currency of pretty much the world or whatever, you can't do that and have a stable, legitimate currency. That's what makes other countries pretty much look into other options, like such as BRICS. And so right now you have people fighting over food stamps or whatever, and there's a bigger picture here. So like I said, with Tim Pool and the other guy, whatever, who are just not gonna say celebrating, they're like we don't care about the food stamps or whatever, and people shouldn't depend on the government for food or whatever. Back during the Great Depression or whatever, there wasn't enough jobs to anyway. Just look back at the Great Depression. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe I'm wrong, but all I know is that hunger can make people do a lot of crazy things and vote certain ways too. And looking at the future, future in regards to transiting Uranus being inside of Gemini, and that coincides with civil wars usually. Anyway, and like I said, that man who's sitting beside his pool, I don't see a garden out there. I see neighbors who might come and try to take stuff out of your house, and you can have bullets and stuff like that, but you might be so broke that you might have more. In my opinion, you might have some food stocked up and etc. But you probably bought a lot of ammo and guns and stuff like that too. But you might have to sell it to get food. Anyway, and the people that you think are your friends, and the people that you are working with and etc. who you're comfortable around with now, they may go through the same thing that you go through in regards to a loss of job or career or etc. Just saying it could happen. It may not happen or whatever. And you're all fucked. And so, anyway, what you gonna do then? But anyway, because like I said, I've been in that position before where I was just in a privileged, I was in a blessed position, but I didn't notice that I was blessed. And honestly, I didn't look down on people because I was so focused on what I was trying to get and what I was trying to do. I didn't care enough to give a shit about when you're happy. When a person is genuinely happy to me, you don't you see what you're focused on what you're focused on. You're not looking at here, there, oh there, oh they have that, oh they got them a new car, ooh. You're not looking at all that stuff. You're like, okay, I got this much money now. How am I gonna either invest it, or what am I gonna do to get the thing that I want? Because I had the money now, but heck, my sales quota wasn't up to my standard this time, and it wasn't up to their standard either. Go goodness, I might get fired. Who knows? That's sales. But anyway, you never know how things could just flip on you. That's the 8th house moon too. Interesting. Let me pause for a second. So anyway, I paused for a second. I don't know why I ended that. So all I'm gonna say right now is pretty much Donald Trump is gonna be should be shocked around November 5th, 2025. And we'll see what comes up with that, because apparently, like I said again, there's going to be some kind of protest in regards to refuse fascism. I probably said this like 20 times already, but anyway. And like I said, Chuck Schumer, he also has a progressed aspect to his nodes on that day, November 5th, 2025. And there's a full moon on that day as well. But I think also for Trump Jr., he is lucky as his progressed moon conjoins his natal Jupiter, or his progressive. I forgot which one now. And I think there's something I want to end on too. Pretty much so I said all the way back on June, I think 2nd, 2024, that those pardons that Joe Biden's not the pardons that I said that on June the 2nd, 2024. When Donald Trump, he was convicted of all these, I think it was 34 felonies or whatever. Not convicted, he was whatever. They said that whatever, the 34 felony situation. Anyway, moving on. So I said that the same sense of loss that Donald Trump felt around that time, I said that Joe Biden, he would feel on January 22nd, 2025. And so that was around the date that Joe Biden signed, well, the auto pen, or Joe Biden's auto pen, or whatever situation that was going on with the auto pen, it was signed with the auto pen. And so it was deemed void on the 28th of October. So we'll see what comes up with that. I told you that all the way back last year, that Joe Biden was in for some shit. So let's see here. Was it the last thing? I've already repeated myself in regards to November 5th or whatever, and the full moon. And then also, like I've been repeating myself over and over again in regards to Bill Clinton, on the 13th of November, he should face the same situation in regards to like a similar situation as the Monica Lewinsky scandal. And weirdly enough, that a day before the 13th, which is the 12th, that's when transiting Mercury will conjoin transiting Mars, I think, through his retrograde motion. But a day later, on the 14th of November, Trump Jr., his progressed moon will make an aspect to his progressed Saturn, or his natal Saturn, one of them, and it could be depressing for him. So yeah, November is just gonna be a crazy month. And I guess that's how I was gonna end on this note in regards to pulling out 2 tarot cards. I'm not gonna do a reading. What I will do is I will show you the Judgment card again, and I'm gonna show you the card that I pulled. And then I'm gonna read my quote that I gave to Donald Trump all the way back on July the 20th, 2025, and we're gonna end this video there. So let me pause for a second. Okay. So again, let me pause for a second. Okay. So before I start there, let me see here. So I said on July the 20th, 2025, this is my quote or whatever. I said, let the history books / devices always and forever say, 1 year and 3 days after Donald Trump should have died by assassination, he came back, and on the 3rd day, like Jesus, pissed in the faces of his enemies, called it rain, and then destroyed them. And then he lived happily ever after. The end. Biblical. Signed astrologer Ice Blue 333, the god of astrology. So I guess I just recently followed that up now with this tarot card reading. Pretty much, I say this is the Judgment card, and this is the intention is not to do a reading for anyone. It's just I'm just putting it here so you can see the image. So Jesus Christ is giving a reflection. But anyway, so I said I recently purchased a tarot deck because I saw this card. 21 Judgment. 3. It makes me think of the Clintons, the Democratic Party, and Donald Trump. As the 7 notes, or the 7 notes that are being played right here. There's 7 lines right there. And let me give more context to the 21 Judgment. Like I said, there are 22 major arcana cards, and pretty much Judgment is the 20 it's the lore on the card says it's 20. But out of the major suit or whatever, it's the 21st card. So I wrote 21 because I'm trying to squeeze the three in here. so I'm gonna start back over. I recently purchased the tarot card deck because I saw this card, 21 Judgment. 3. It makes me think of the Clintons, the Democratic Party, and Donald Trump. As the 7 notes, or loss of eighth, are played by the angel via a trumpet, the hidden coffins and buried bodies / secrets float out of the scorpionic thawed icy waters, coming on earth, opening and exposing / revealing everything, to be seen and judged. The ending of winter and the beginning of spring, or a new season / era. P.S. I did say biblical. So that's that. I did have like this huge list that I gave to Donald Trump in my other previous videos and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna do that here. Let's see here. So I'm gonna show the card that I pulled in regards to when I first got this deck or whatever. This tarot deck. So if you don't want to see it, now's the time not to look, but it's up. This is the 5 of Cups. This is the first card that I pulled, and the reflections are just getting all in the way. I could point it this way. Okay. So you see, like there's 3 cups right there on this fallen, and 2 cups that are still standing up. Yet the 3 cups that are falling are beside a river, and he's staring in the river. It's like because it's so much loss there in this image, and he's just overfilled with grief from all his losses. And that's how I felt at the time, well, still feel now, in regards to just losing far more than what you have. And yet you still have something. It's like you lost mostly everything. That's the feeling that and I almost cried when I saw this card. I was like, can I get something positive? Please. Anyway. And so I bought some dice. I think days before I got the deck or whatever, and so I rolled some. So I said, okay, fine. That looks bad already. I was like, what will pull next? Death or some other crazy card, which you could say is death too. But anyway, so I said using the rules of astrology, universe, show me what I should be focusing on. And I know that I can't roll a 2 or whatever. I mean, I can't roll a 1. But I treat the number 1 as myself, meaning like I'm already focused on myself. So what do I need to focus on in regards to my future? And these fucking dice lined up like this. What? 8. 8. And so, and you know, 8th house is a major transformation. It can be considered death, but it can also mean transitioning into a new period of time, which my dasha shows that is going to happen. There's something major is going to happen inside of my life that's going to just change everything. I was hoping it was going to be positive, but I have my progressed moon making an aspect to my Saturn twice this year, so it's like it's not going to be positive. I was just hoping for something good, like some kind of good news. I see why Doreen Virtue, she up and went to Christianity and said Jesus God, and she probably pulled the death card like 10 times in a row, and so I wrote the 8 in regards to the dice and what I should be focusing on. And so the card I pulled, just in case you don't want to see it, at this point in time, but you're already here now, so is the world. And that this just means like a new beginning and a new a success in your current endeavors and a major transformation in regards to like it's success for some reason. So that's that. Um I'm trying to see if there's anything else. So last night, yeah, I forgot about this. Last night I had a weird dream. I forgot about it now. I woke up at like 3 o'clock this morning with this weird dream in my mind. I'm like, I'm not. I woke up from this weird dream. I sound like Sora from Kingdom Hearts or whatever. I've been having these weird dreams lately. Is this really real? Is this really real? Is this really real? Is this real or not? I can't get my words out. It's been a bad day. Anyway, I need to put these cards up. Let me pause for a second. So the cards are put up. So let's try this again. So I've been having these really weird thoughts, really weird dreams lately. Like, is any of this real or not? There we go. That's better. I'm not gonna use those cards. Those cards, man. Anyway, so I've already had too much weird shit go on those cards. I've already said it earlier in this video, but anyway. So this morning, around like, I posted this at around like 7:51 a.m. I said I just had a weird dream about being at my old church. Something really bad almost happened, involved poisoned food, and the person who did the poisoning disappeared. But people knew who did the poisoning for some reason. Also, for some reason, in the dream, we all went outside and we were looking around the church for gold. Weird. And just before I woke up, I heard the song Hero. And the song Hero is by Nas featuring Carrie Hilson. And it was stuck in my head. And as I woke up, I found the video for the song. And this morning was the first time I've seen the actual video. I've only ever heard the song. I'm not a fan of the masks and the semi-riot / purge theme of the video, and that's my opinion. If that is a theme or not, but anyway, that's my opinion. But I am a fan of the overall lyrics. This song is in my head for a reason, so I'm going to post its official video. Hopefully, I don't sound too crazy, which I tend to always do. But maybe there is a reason for hearing the song in my dream before I woke up. Maybe it's nothing, but be careful out there, everyone. Sound astrologer, Ice333, the god of astrology. So I'm trying to see where I want to end it. Because I'm just trying to get a lot of sometimes videos, Halloween and pause. Okay, so I guess I'm going to give my little full Cardi B / Joe Biden interview / wish list or whatever. You can call this my Christmas list now because, I mean, it's November, so you might as well get this for Christmas if he's going to give it to me, if it ever happens, but whatever. Let me start. Is this my... I'm stuttering. Ever since I got that doggone tarot deck inside this house, I cannot talk right. I had to take it outside and bury it or something like that. Never not burn it. That was so much money to burn. Oh, I got 2 quarters here. Okay. There we are. Still the wrong quarter. I'm gonna pause real quick. I told you that tarot deck is, or is it just Halloween? Okay. So apparently I put another extra Salt River Bay quarter over on this table over here, and it kind of confused me. So so there's an article. Oops. See, I'm messing all the way up now. So I'm already an hour and 23 minutes in. Those tarot cards gotta go. Okay. So there's an article from the New Republic that says that Bill Clinton is a circumference of a quarter and 5 inches in length in regards to his anatomy. So, they tried to assassinate Donald Trump, and that apparently they did somehow Charlie Kirk was assassinated, whether it was planned or not, but they said that around the month of September that the major eclipse that hit was going to take out Donald Trump, but I told you it was going to be Donald Trump. It was going to piss off Donald Trump, but it said it was going to really take out in the end Bill Clinton. And as of in November 13, 2025, that's maybe the beginning of that. I don't know what's going to go down on the 5th of November, but that could spark something that could just be like, you know what, fuck it. We're going to go ahead and take out Bill Clinton. I don't know. But so here's your eclipse right here. You said it was going to eclipse Donald Trump, but no. is going to take out Bill Clinton. This is JFK, or the girth of JFK compared to the girth of Bill Clinton, a quarter. And then also let me expound on that. So I got a little slight diagram over here that I made just to put more emphasis on the size of Bill Clinton. My dirty ass nails. Oh well. Let me try to make this look a bit more. There we go. So this is apparently the length of Bill Clinton. Looking at and using the Salt River Bay quarters. And expanding on the Salt River Bay quarter lore, you know that Christopher Columbus, the Salt River Bay was the first place that Christopher Columbus he landed on. But not only that, Bill Clinton was subpoenaed to testify to the I believe the DOJ on October 13th. I mean October 14th, but October 13th was Christopher Columbus Day. But come to find out that Charlie Kirk's birthday is on October 14th. Now this is planned all the way before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And also October 14th, 2025 was also George Floyd's birthday. But what I didn't know was I guess I found out, or maybe I could be wrong, but apparently AOC's birthday is on the 13th of October, which is crazy weird. And also Gavin Newsom, his birthday is on the 12th of October, I believe. That's like a desecration of Charlie Kirk's name, but at least Charlie Kirk's birthday, or his son, is conjunct Spica, which is like the most fortunate. He got assassinated though, but it's the most brightest star in the sky, and he was so bright in regards to just his knowledge in regards to the Bible. Just going back and just looking at the stuff that he said and how he could just compute things and just spit them out in a way that wasn't offensive to people. That was insane. So I showed the length of the alleged or the reported length of Bill Clinton. So let's see. I said I was gonna list off my my Cardi B / Joe Biden interview list that reportedly Candace Owens, she claimed that Cardi B treated Joe Biden like Santa Claus or whatever. I am tired. I'm sorry. It's been almost 2 hours, but anyway, I need to step in and say this one thing though first. Pretty much, Christopher Columbus landed. So Christopher Columbus Day is on October 13th, and like I said, a day later, that was Charlie Kirk's birthday. But it was also the day that Bill Clinton was subpoenaed to testify to the DOJ. But the dates that were set for his test. The day that he had to testify was set before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. So anyway, but the overall point was that pretty much the day that Christopher Columbus landed in the Americas or the Salt River Bay was actually November 13th. I mean, November 12th or the 13th. Some year. I forgot now. But let's see here. So like I said, the progression that goes on the side of Bill Clinton's chart is similar to the impeachment. It happens on November 13th, 2025. And that's where Bill Clinton, his progressive Senate, will try his progressive Senate. Jesus. Is that everything? So that was my relation to so that's the Christopher Columbus prelude, because in my list or whatever I say to my Christopher Columbus, who actually is who is actually the name of the Jesus Christ. Let me take a sip of water. It's a lot of information, it's a lot of stuff. Okay, so there's the African slave trader Chris Columbus, who traveled to the Americas. So that's him, but there's also a movie director named Chris Columbus, and he directed the movie Home Alone 2. And so pretty much Chris Columbus, the movie director, he claimed that he regretted having Donald Trump inside of his movie Home Alone, where Donald Trump, he had a 7-second clip of giving the main character of Home Alone 2 directions in front of either the Trump Tower or a building that Trump owned at the time. So inside of my list, I mentioned Chris Columbus, the film director or whatever. So let me go ahead and go down to my list or whatever. And hopefully that's it for this video. So let me take another sip of water because Either it's the tarot cards or it's something I don't know, or it's Halloween or whatever. So let me take another sip of water. This is a lot. Okay, so I say, here's my full Cardi B / Joe Biden interview style wish list. I'm still shocked that Biden did the interview with Cardi B right after she released her hit single WAP, or Wet Something Vagina. Candace Owens said that Cardi treated failed President Joe Biden like he was Santa Claus. So why not test this out and see where this goes? But I want this before Christmas, and I do, but it's like November now, so anyway. Another thing, God does have a sense of humor. The director of Home Alone 2's name is Chris Columbus, and apparently wanted to remove your 7-second clip from the movie. Wouldn't it be funny if the Danny Williams Clinton allegation is true? I can only assume that currently Chris Columbus is a Democrat. His birth name basically says all there is needed to say about him. Democrats just doing what Democrats do best. Anyway, my list. Jennifer Booz's shop, or Jennifer Booz's Alabama shop, Canada back open. By any means necessary. And marijuana rescheduled. Representative Andy Witt questioned in regards to him stating that he wanted to shut down shops that heavily invested in your 2018 Farm Bill. In several interviews, I might add. He is the new Roy Moore of Alabama, in my opinion. And Tommy Tuberville is doing the same thing that Jeff Sessions did in your first term. Think about it. Anyway, look into the Alabama casino situation as well. But that is no longer important to me due to the possible increase in crime associated with casinos. But it would be nice to have the Powerball and Mega Millions in Alabama instead of having to drive to Georgia. Let me pause for a second because I got to skip. Okay, I definitely need to add this. I said, and I forgot to add an executive order to restore some of the Tuskegee historical monuments and some additional funds to go to the schools in the Macon County of Alabama, so that kids could have some kind of fun and educational field trip. So I said, and now to piss off anyone who loves the number 13. But I need to expound on that because apparently there's a lot of people that love the number 13. I'm not saying that someone specifically is referenced when trying to piss off anyone who loves number 13. I'm just saying that the Confederate flag had 13 stars. That's all. And you do know that Arkansas is one of the states that seceded from the Union. And you do know that Bill Clinton was, I believe, a governor of Arkansas. And apparently Danny Williams / Clinton claims to be his black love child. So we'll see. Or mixed love child, however you want to spend that. But anyway, so he's moving on. So let's see here. So now to piss off anyone who loves number 13. A 13-ounce solid gold medal. $13 million. A Starlink plus 13 years of free service. 13 years of free Apple and Samsung yearly device upgrades, and I get to keep the devices. I mean, that includes computers, laptops, tablets, iPads, iPhones, Apple Watches, Samsung phones, Samsung tablets, Samsung earphones, Samsung watches, or whatever. 13 years of upgrades, free upgrades, and I get to keep the devices. A blue check mark from evil Elon Musk. A Cybertruck fully loaded from evil Elon Musk. A Toyota Prius Prime. A Jeep 392. A Mac Studio Pro Max plus 4 XDR screens plus the best stand and accessories. And let me add for this. I said for all these devices, the highest end model with the highest amount of storage and RAM, the black model with the largest size screen for Apple and Samsung or whatever. A MacBook Pro Max, an iPad, an iPhone, a silver iPhone this time because they didn't come out with a black iPhone this year. Oh yeah, and a white Jeep 392 with gold accents. A Samsung phone, a Samsung tablet, Samsung earphones and watches, and etc. A Geisley sponsorship, a 5.56 rifle and a 308 rifle. A Glock sponsorship, a Glock 17 Koa and a 43X Koa. A federal sponsorship, as much ammo as you can get me because it's the Clintons. A Mountain House sponsorship with a truckload of freeze-dried products. Let's see here. A Benelli sponsorship, a shotgun. A Terran Tactical sponsorship, one of their shotguns too, and rifles and whatever else they want to give me. A Mossberg sponsorship, a shotgun. A Ruger sponsorship, a Ruger SP-101 chambered in 9mm. Let's see here. A Danganronpa anime sponsorship. Oh yeah. Well, let me skip. A Case Closed / Detective Conan anime sponsorship. For DC Douglas to voice his iconic character from Resident Evil. And so back to Guns and Ammo and stuff like that. Let's see here. A Trigicon sponsorship. I want a Trigicon VCOG SEO and a Trigicon RCR and a Trigicon RMRCC. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, and for Sean Ryan to interview Lindsey Graham. I dislike Lindsey Graham, but since Sean Ryan did interview Gavin Newsom, why not interview Lindsey Graham? Also for Caroline Leavitt and Kayleigh McEnany, both press secretaries, and Tucker Carlson to review and fact check the entire Sean Ryan / Gavin Newsom interview. That'll be epic. Also, I need to add that I would also want, do I have it written here? For Joe Rogan to host a major debate between Gavin Newsom and several well-informed conservatives, including Candace Owens. And just to see how he fares against them in regards to his opinions per capita. Anyway, let's see if we can define what really per capita is. Anyway, is that everything? Because I pray it is, because that's a lot of talking and I'm burnt out. Let me pause for another second. So I guess I'm gonna end this video like this because I've been rambling on for too long already as is. So let's see here. Like I said, these people said that, well, a lot of astrologers, they said that it'll be Donald Trump they'll get eclipsed. And I'm telling you right now, it's Bill Clinton. This is George Washington, and this is JFK. Now, Charlie Kirk, he was assassinated, but what's shown inside of Bill Clinton's chart that's coming up. he's gonna probably get the shit end of the stick. This again is the Salt. Oop. Oh man, Salt River Bay quarter. And I was using it as a quarter to measure out what they claim to be Bill Clinton's size and circumference. And if you want to fact check me, you can go to an article called The New Republic. You can go to an article written by The New Republic, and it's called, Jesus Christ, The Presidential Penis, A Short History. Anyway, let me pause for a second. I'm finna pull out that Judgment card one last time. No. Well, I will. Let me pause for a second. So again, I'm gonna end this video like this with this tarot card right here. It is Judgment, and I'm gonna say my quote one more time. So, let me see here. Can we get inside the light? Trying to this up and have like the reflections in right there, so you can get a good view. So I say in my quote that I made on July the 20th, 2025, I believe, I said, let the history book / devices always and forever say, 1 year and 3 days after Donald Trump should have died by assassination, he came back, and on the third day, like Jesus, pissed in the faces of his enemies, called it rain, and then destroyed them. And then he lived happily ever after. The end. Biblical. Signed, Astrologer Ice Blue 333, the god of astrology. Let me put this right here. And so, like I said, that card, it makes me think of the Clintons. This Judgment card right here. It makes me think of the Clintons and the Democratic Party. As the 7 notes, and 7, you see the 7 lines right there. And, 7 is 12 basically signs and houses from the 8th. Anyway, if you know astrology, but as the 7 notes or loss of 8th are played by the angel via a trumpet, the hidden coffins are buried. The Start back over. Jesus Christ. As the 7, get a phone call right when I'm trying to 7 say it. Let me pause for a second. Let's try this one last time. The Judgment card. It makes me think of the Clintons and the Democratic Party and Donald Trump. As the 7 notes, or lost of the 8th, are played by the angel via a trumpet, the hidden coffins and buried bodies / secrets float out of the scorpionic thawed icy waters, coming unearthed, opening and exposing / revealing everything to be seen and judged. The ending of winter and the beginning of spring, or a new season / era. P.S. I did say biblical. And if you're not an astrologer, what I would do, if you can't get like the I'll pay attention to this Mercury retrograde. This now. Because it looks to be big. It lines up with all the things that are going on inside of Bill Clinton's chart and possibly Epstein. Because when the internet went down like that on that exact day, I knew that it was significant. But then I saw other astrologers, they started talking about. I was like, oh, hold on, wait. These dates line up exactly with Bill Clinton's chart. Yeah, his progressions. Judgment. Secrets getting revealed. You see the dead bodies coming out. When I first saw it, I was like, what kind of Resident Evil shit is this? Shout out to DC Douglas. Anyway, I believe that is it for me. I've said as much stuff as I can say. I probably repeat myself an endless amount of times, but it's like it's important. So, bye for now. Yeah.